The once defeated Dr. Robotnik lay broken and battered. His last encounter with Sonic had left him in ruins. But evil never truly dies. It only transforms. In the depths of his secret lab, Robotnik began to change. He shed his old skin like a snake. Gone was the bumbling villain of old. In his place rose something far more sinister. Robotnik's injuries forced him to merge with his machines. He became a cyborg, more powerful than ever before. His mind expanded, fueled by cold logic and burning hatred. He was no longer just Dr. Robotnik. He had become Dr. Eggman, a name that would strike fear into the hearts of all who heard it. Dr. Eggman. My new form gives me abilities beyond imagination. I can interface directly with my machines. I can see through every camera, control every robot with a thought. And at the core of my mechanized heart burns one desire: revenge. Revenge against Sonic, against the world that had mocked me. But I know I can't face Sonic alone. Not again. I need allies, powerful ones, and I know just where to find them. In the shadows of the world, two figures waited. They had their own scores to settle. Eggman smiled his wicked smile. Soon, very soon, the world would tremble before him. Shadow the Hedgehog stood atop a skyscraper, his quills rustling in the wind. He was the ultimate life form, created to be perfect. Yet he felt empty, purposeless. That's when Eggman's message reached him. It promised answers about his past, about his creator, Gerald Robotnik. Shadow couldn't resist. Shadow the Hedgehog. Answers about my past, about Gerald Robotnik. I can't resist this opportunity. Rouge the Bat hung upside down in a cave, jewels glittering all around her. She was the world's greatest thief. But lately, the thrill was gone. She craved a bigger challenge. Eggman's offer intrigued her. He promised her the greatest treasure of all power. With a smirk, she spread her wings and took flight. Rouge the Bat, the greatest treasure of all power. This should be interesting. The unlikely trio met in Eggman's new base. It was a fortress of steel and wires pulsing with energy. Eggman laid out his plan. He would create a new world order. A world where they would rule supreme. Shadow hesitated, but Eggman's promises of uncovering his true past were too tempting. Rouge saw the potential for untold riches. They were in. Shadow the Hedgehog. Uncovering my true past? I can't turn this down. Rouge the Bat, untold riches? I'm in. Together, they began to build Eggman's army. Shadow's speed and power, combined with Rouge's stealth and cunning, made them unstoppable. Robots poured out of factories by the thousands. Cities fell. Governments crumbled. The world began to realize that this was no ordinary threat. This was the beginning of the end. As hope began to fade, a bright light split the sky. A portal opened, swirling with cosmic energy. From it emerged a figure, small but radiating power. She was a hedgehog, her quills a shimmering silver. Her name was Luna, and she came from Sonic's world of Mobius. She had sensed the danger from across dimensions. Luna's arrival brought a spark of hope to the Resistance. She possessed powers unlike anything they had seen before. She could manipulate chaos energy, bending it to her will. With a wave of her hand, she could create force fields, or unleash devastating attacks. But more than her powers, she brought knowledge. She knew Eggman's weaknesses, his fears. Hedgehog Girl. My name is Luna. I sense the danger from across dimensions. I know Eggman's weaknesses, his fears. The young hedgehog sought out Sonic and his friends. At first, they were wary. Could they trust this stranger? But Luna's sincerity and determination won them over. She told them of the future she had seen, a future where Eggman's rule had spread across dimensions. They had to stop him here and now. Hedgehog Girl, we have to stop him here and now. I've seen the future, and it's not pretty. Luna began training the Resistance. She taught them new techniques, ways to counter Eggman's technology. Tails was fascinated by her knowledge of chaos energy. Amy admired her strength and resolve. Even Knuckles had to admit she was a valuable ally. As they prepared for the final battle, a new sense of hope began to spread. Maybe, just maybe, they had a chance. Hedgehog Girl, together we can stop him. We have a chance. A new sense of hope began to spread. Maybe, just maybe, they had a chance. The Resistance gathered in their hidden base. Maps and plans covered every surface. Sonic the Hedgehog, pacing back and forth. We need to strike at the heart of Eggman's empire. It's risky, but it's our only chance. Hedgehog Girl, standing at the center. I've outlined our strategy. We'll hit them where it hurts the most. Tails worked tirelessly on new gadgets. Rings that could disrupt Eggman's control over his robots. Shields that could withstand Shadow's chaos blasts. Every invention increased their odds of survival. Knuckles trained the ground forces, teaching them to fight as one. Amy rallied the people, her speeches inspiring courage in even the most fearful. As the day of battle approached, tension filled the air. Everyone knew the stakes. If they failed, Earth would fall. And after Earth, Mobius would be next. Luna felt the weight of two worlds on her shoulders. She had come so far, risked so much. She couldn't let them down. Sonic the Hedgehog, in quiet moments. Luna, we've come a long way. We can't afford to lose now. Hedgehog girl, sharing fears and hopes. I know, Sonic, but together, we can do this. The night before the attack, no one could sleep. Sonic looked out over the city, once bright and bustling, now dark under Eggman's rule. He thought of all the people counting on them. Of Tails, Amy, Knuckles. Of Luna, who had risked everything to help them. Sonic the Hedgehog, clenching his fist. Tomorrow, we end this. Tomorrow, we take back our world. Dawn broke on the day of battle. The resistance moved out, a sea of determined faces. Sonic the Hedgehog, leading the charge. Let's go, everyone! This is it! They tore through Eggman's defenses like a blue and silver blur. Behind them, their allies fought with everything they had. Tails soared overhead, dropping EMP bombs. Knuckles smashed through robot squadrons. Amy's hammer sent enemies flying. Inside Eggman's fortress, alarms blared. The doctor raged at his monitors. Dr. Eggman, furiously. How have they breached my defenses so quickly? Stop them! He turned to Shadow and Rouge. The two shot out of the command center. Shadow's eyes gleamed with anticipation. Shadow the Hedgehog with excitement. At last, a real challenge. Rouge spread her wings, ready for the fight of her life. The clash was titanic. Sonic and Shadow's speed created shockwaves that shattered windows. Luna and Rouge danced through the air, chaos energy meeting Batwings. The fate of the world hung on every punch, every dodge. But slowly, surely, Sonic and Luna gained the upper hand. Their teamwork was flawless, each anticipating the other's moves. With a final, mighty effort, they broke through. Shadow fell, exhausted. Rouge retreated, realizing the tide had turned. Sonic and Luna stood before Eggman's final door. Behind it lay the Mad Doctor and his doomsday device. They shared a look. No words were needed. Together, they charged forward. The final battle for Earth's future had begun. The dust settled over the ruins of Eggman's fortress. Silence fell, broken only by the crackle of dying machines. Then, a cheer rose. It started small, but grew. It spread across the city, across the world. Sonic and Luna emerged, battered but victorious. Eggman was defeated, his plans in ruins. The nightmare was over. In the days that followed, the world began to rebuild. Cities rose from the ashes, stronger than before. The bonds forged in battle remained strong. Humans and Mobians worked side by side to create a better future. Shadow and Rouge, freed from Eggman's influence, found a new purpose. They joined Gun, using their skills to protect rather than destroy. Luna knew her time on Earth was coming to an end. She had to return to her own dimension to prevent future threats. The goodbyes were hard. She had found a family here, friends she would never forget. Sonic the Hedgehog, feeling it the most. In Luna, I found a kindred spirit. But we both know this isn't truly goodbye. As Luna stepped through the portal, she looked back one last time. She saw a world transformed, a world that had faced its darkest hour and emerged stronger, a world where heroes, both old and new, stood ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With a smile and a wave, she vanished. The portal closed, but the legacy of their adventure would live on forever. Earth and Mobius, once separate, were now linked by bonds of friendship and shared struggle. Whatever the future held, they would face it together.